So, Jody, why is applying to every job not the best strategy? And what do job seekers need to do? Because sometimes I hear people saying, I apply to 50 jobs a day. And I was like, did you customize them? 50 jobs a day? Wow.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot. I would say maybe five. But what's your take? What can they do?
Yeah, and I think maybe that might have been like an outdated career strategy,
Yeah.
and applying to every job or like applying to 50 jobs, it's not an effective use of your time,
Correct.
right? I was also having this conversation with someone last week where they're kind of telling me like, yeah, I think like that was the advice back in the day. It's like, apply to as many jobs as possible. It's a numbers game and
Mhm.
just see what happens. Just throw your application in there
Yeah.
and see what happens, right? That is not the best strategy. The
Oh.
best strategy is to really get targeted and specific in terms of what it is that you want to do, right? And so going back to that clarity piece,
Yeah.
right? So starting with that foundational element of, what do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? And then you can start to target your application a little
Yeah.
bit more selectively. And it's not necessarily also about just applying to whatever role is out there. It's also about connecting with folks
Mhm.
that, who are in your niche.
Yes.
And it is important to niche down. And even for folks in business, like you have to niche down. You can't serve everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
and then that's like a message that I want folks to take home is that you can't serve everybody. You can't work every job. It just doesn't work. And so the more that you can start to get targeted and specific, that's where you would pull in some of the strategies to
Mhm.
say, okay, well, now, when I am looking for roles, I know that I am looking for these specific things.
Yeah.
And now I can target my resume, I can target my cover letter so that the reader on the other end, which is usually either a HR professional or a hiring manager, knows that I am targeting this specific role,
Yeah.
and these are the reasons why it's being targeted. And so, to be able to target the roles that you're looking for is a much more effective strategy than applying for everything
Yeah.
because it is not a numbers game.
No.
Now it's more of a targeted
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you believe that even let's say the person is applying HR assistant, customer service rep, is it important to customize every application, keywords, ATS, and what about cover letters? Is it a must, not must? It all depends. What's your take?
100% you need to target, right? And what I tell folks as well too is like once you have an idea of what you're applying for, so say the examples that you provided, HR and customer associate, you're going to have like one template for your HR roles
Mhm.
that you're applying for and have another template for the customer associate roles that you're applying for. So it's spending some time really just creating, and I like to call them templates
Yeah.
because they really are because the template is for the specific career pathway that you're applying for. And then that way, if you have an HR specific resume, for example, all you need to do is do a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of customization
Mm.
to match that job description. And it's not a whole effort every
Yeah.
time, right? So going back to that question of like why you wouldn't want to target every role, that would be very time consuming to
Yeah.
create different templates for each different career
Yeah.
pathway, right? And then you also asked about the cover letter. I know it's not a favorite for most folks, but it is another way to really market yourself,
Mhm.
right? It's a space where you can customize a little bit more. What the hiring manager wants to know is like, why do you want to work here? and what
Mhm.
skill sets do you have, and how will you be able to make an impact in this role?
Yeah.
So the cover letter will help you to demonstrate that and to help you even just specify even more why it is that you are the best person for the role versus anyone else. So I see the cover letter really as an opportunity for you to customize even more and
Mhm.
also give the employer an example of even like your writing style as well too, because writing is a huge skill set, and I would say in any role.
Yeah.
So I think the cover letter is a perfect opportunity for you to demonstrate those skills as well.
Thank you, Jody, for those practical tips. And for the audience watching or listening, if you have any other tips, you can leave them below. So tune in next time for another great question with Jody.